One very useful tool so far has been TraceTogether. And as of today, we have almost 1.8 million people who have downloaded, activated this app. 1.8 million in our context means about 1/4 of our population. And this, I must stress, has been on a voluntary basis. Now, we all know that in the case of the efficacy for these apps, the higher the proportion of people who've downloaded and are actively using it, the more efficacious it becomes, and that increase is exponential. So what I'm saying is that 25% is good, but it is not good enough, and we need to raise that number significantly. One barrier that we have had to increasing that number is the fact that not everyone has a smartphone, or a smartphone that works effectively enough to supply all the data that we need. So that's why we took a decision to expand the TraceTogether program to include a device which we are going to call TraceTogether Token. The device will operate and function exactly the same way TraceTogether on a smartphone does. So here's where I need to emphasize and repeatedly emphasize. It is not a tracking device. It is not an electronic tag, as some internet commentaries have fretted about. In particular, and here to be technical, there is no GPS chip on the device. There isn't even any internet or mobile telephony connectivity. And what this means is that if there's no GPS chip, the device cannot track the location or movement of any of us. Secondly, because there is no internet connectivity, there is no possibility of data being uploaded without the participation and consent of the user. So this is a crucial dimension that needs to be emphasized and re-emphasized. And the next thing which I need to emphasize again, to come back to TraceTogether and how it works, is that the data that TraceTogether, both on the phone as well as on the device, captures is only Bluetooth proximity data. And that data never leaves the device or the phone. It is encrypted. It is stored for up to 25 days and automatically deleted. The only time the data leaves the phone or the device is in the unlikely event that you are diagnosed with COVID-19. Then and only then is the data uploaded to MOH, and in the case of the device, you actually need to have physical possession of the device in order to hand over the data to MOH, and only a very limited, restricted team of contact tracers will have access to that data in order to help reconstruct the activity map, to jog your memory, and to work out the full range of interactions which a patient may have had. So it's worth emphasizing that there isn't one big, giant, centralized database. In fact, the data is decentralized and encrypted on phones and on devices, and only uploaded if it is positive. So again, I want to emphasize there is no electronic tagging, there is no geolocation tracking. This is only purely focused on Bluetooth proximity data and only used for contact tracing. One other point which has arisen is about data protection. Well, as I said earlier on, the first point is that there isn't one big, giant central database. Second, even the finite silos of data that are uploaded are protected by the public sector data security recommendations. The review committee will continue to oversee this and oversee this very tightly. All the officers involved are covered by the Official Secrets Act. And we will continue to audit and make sure that no data leakage occurs. We will continue to test the devices, test our systems, and remember, ultimately, the real test of the pudding is whether we can shorten the time from identification of a patient or close contact to isolation, bring down the effective reproduction number of this epidemic, and also reassure people that we are getting the balance right between protecting public health and protecting personal privacy. I believe it is possible to protect both, and we're going to do so in a manner which is open and transparent, and I'll be happy to take questions on that note.